Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Divine Mother, gods and goddesses, gurus of the world, and the entire religion of all, bless us all, hold our hand and guide us. Take us, O Divine Mother, from what is not real. Let us realize and understand what is real. Take us from darkness of ignorance, from smallness of heart and jealousy and anger and spitefulness, to big-heartedness and ananda and joy, oneness with everyone, not separation from you and I, but we all are one. Take us from death to immortality. Jai Guru. As you notice, as we go along in our life, right from childhood, we have been arching towards learning various skills, going out into the world and searching to seek a good teaching, a good education, a good job, good money. And then we realize that we get the name, we get the fame, we get the position, we get all that we were striving for, and then we feel this is not it. I was working, and then we search for a perfect relationship, and we get that too, and yet we find this is not it, something else. And this search is the search for that which is not outside, is within. We are coming up with this beautiful time of the understanding. The spirituality, the religion, as Vivekananda is talking about, is not for understanding. It's not for, please understand, not for enjoying. Enjoyment is something which we often say, have fun, let's enjoy. That's sensual. But the true teachers are going ahead and telling us it is the absolute joy and ananda, which is like an ocean. Everybody gets flooded with it. 1400 years ago, Shankaracharya is telling, and that's who you and I are. Chidananda Rupaham, Shivoham, Shivoham. And you and I say, how? And this is the search in which we are delving into it. It's a divine grace that we got into this divine, especially being invited into the Vedanta. You and I cannot get into the world of Vedanta by proxy or accidentally. It's a divine grace. Some of us, we make a mistake and find it is boring or dry. It is dry and boring only because we are not focused into it. We have to ask questions, listen, remember what we have listened, ask questions, reflect on it, mananam from shravanam, and then make it our own. That is where Shankaracharya goes on to say another beautiful line. Na dharmo, na artha, na kamo, na moksha. Na dharma, I do not want religion. Na artha, I do not want name and fame and position and money. Nakama, I do not want sensual pleasures, but we keep talking about enjoy. Have fun. Namoksha, I do not want even moksha. Why? Because Chidananda Rupoham Shivoham. I am that Shiva. This understanding is the one which is being bestowed upon us by the Gurus. The Guru Purnima is coming up just the day after tomorrow. This is the time when we need to, not just one day, but every day. Remember the last session which we did, the powerful Bhakti Yoga is to be coupled with Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. In each one of them have got tremendous power and strength. But when you combine all four, then it brings a balance. In one of the best devotee, Bhakta, that you and I know is Lord Hanumanji. Once Rama asked him, "Sir Hanuman, what do you think of me? What's your relationship with me?" I have spoken about this before. It comes to me straight away when we talk about the Guru. Hanumanji says, Deho buddheya dasoham. When I think of myself as this body, Deha buddheya, I am your servant, dasoham. He goes on to say, Jiva buddheya. That is Jiva. Jiva is, you remember Ishvara? Ishvara is, as per Sankhya philosophy, Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is the Maya and Purusha is the Brahman. Purusha in his entirety with the entire Prakriti, Maya. When coupled together we have Ishvara. And when Purusha with tiny bit of Maya is coupled, is called Jiva. Hanumanji is telling Rama, Jiva Buddhaya, when I think of myself as Jiva with a name and a form and function, Tadam Sakha, I am your friend. And then he goes on to say, Atma Buddhaya, when I look at myself as Brahman, as spirit, as Atman, Tadeva aham, you and me, there is no difference, we are one. And this is the true Guru-disciple relationship which the Gurus take on. We should talk about our powerful Gurus. Gurudeva Paramahansa Yogananda, his journey. This is the day, every day we should worship and think, but this is a specially chosen day, a special Muhurata. We should start first thing in the morning, 8:30. We should talk about Yukteswar Giri, Lahiri Mahasaya, their journey with Babaji, and Babaji with Krishna, and Divine Mother, her blessing. Always ask what you want. Tathastu. What are we asking? And then Karma Yogi Swami Sri Vivekananda, Holy Mother Sharadama, and Paramahansa Ramakrishna. Swami Vivekananda mentioned once, all of you think I'm a Jnani Yogi, I'm a Vedantist. Actually, in the heart of heart, I am a Bhakti Yogi of Mother Kali. I realized today, I could not have done anything without the Mother pulling the strings and me. She is the one who is guiding me all the time. I am her devotee. But people do not know about it. On 2nd of July, which was a Tuesday, 1895 in Long Island, If you read the book called Inspired Talks by Vivekananda, this talk is there. It's a powerful talk on Divine Mother. He's mentioning it there. And he goes on to say, and you all call Paramahansa Ramakrishna, my Gurudev, as the Bhakta of the Divine Mother. Actually, in the heart of heart, he is a Vedantist. So the gurus that we are talking about is not a person, a name, but there is Adi Guru. And this Adi Guru is considered the Lord Shiva. And the Brahman, the consciousness, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. We shall run over them once again. Reminds me of Ramanujamacharya, Sankhya Yogi, lived 120 years in Sri Lanka. There was a beautiful temple of Ramanujacharya's, Ranganatha Mandir, of reclining Vishnu. What modern days people call couch potato. He's always an Ananta Nidra on Sheshanaga. And there are beautiful, powerful celebrations through the year. And generally during that time, they cannot take a huge, that Vishnu's to processions and all. It goes around and beautiful singing and bhajan, and then they come back to the temple. So they take miniature. When they come back in the temple, a powerful celebration go on and everybody's watching, and Ramanujacharya, very senior, very famous, very powerfully endowed, they were all watching, and they noticed there is one young gentleman, very powerfully built, is holding an umbrella over a young girl, and he's not looking at Lord Vishnu's statue, the Murti. He's looking at this girl. Everybody is looking at each other and saying, look at this. What is this behavior in the temple? Looking at a girlfriend. Ramanujacharya noticed it. He asked one of the bhakta, go and call him. And bhaktas, Ramanujacharya, such a giant of a spiritual giant at that time, calling this young man. So anyway, they went and said, do you know Ramanujacharya? He said, yes. He said, he's calling you. He said, me? So naturally he comes. He does pranam. Ramanujacharya says, who are you? He said, sir, my name is Dharamdas. Dhanurdas. He's very famous. There are lots of stories about Dhanurdas. And he said, who are you looking at? He said, she has the most beautiful pair of eyes in the whole world. I'm looking at her eyes. Her name is Himamba. Ramanujacharya look at Dhanurdas and says, do you want to see even more powerful eyes than you are seeing it at Himamba? Dhanurdas looks at Ramanujacharya and with respect says, yes sir. He said, please come today evening during the Sandhyarati time. He said, sir, this mandir will be packed and nobody will allow me to come in. He said, you tell them that Ramanujacharya has called me. This reminds me of from Kathamrita, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, on the first meeting with Sri M, who wrote the Kathamrita, Gospels of Ramakrishna. After the meeting, Ramakrishna Paramahansa says, you come and meet me, I'm going to Kolkata. You come and meet me there in so-and-so's house. So M asks him, sir, that place will be packed. Nobody will allow me to come. Paramahansa Ramakrishna, who's considered the God incarnation, said, you tell them I have called you. Notice Ramanujacharya says, tell them I have called you. Yet Paramahansa Ramakrishna said, I have called you. So the commentator says, you need to have a God's call. Hey, you and I have got. That's how we are in the Vedanta. So evening, Dhanurdas comes. Ramanujacharya had kept one eye open. As he sees him, he tells one of the devotee to go. Ramanujacharya holds his hand and takes him into the Garvasthan, which is the totally dark, only the diya's light. And there's a beautiful Sanskrit sloka that in that Sanskrit sloka says, I do not recollect the exact sloka, but it goes on to say, in that light, if you see the eye of Lord Vishnu, then 10,000 years of your whatever suffering you've done and the mistakes you've done, everything will be liberated. This is to invite the bhaktas to have that frame of mind. Ramanujacharya, holds Dhanurdas's hand and says, look at the most beautiful pair of eye. And imagine Arati is going on, beautiful, powerful, and there, very nice, big flame torch. I have been there. Huge flames of lights. And in that light, you can see in the flickering of the eye, and he says, look, look, the most beautiful eye of the universe. And as Dhanurdas and Ramanujacharya looks at Vishnu's eye, it is said Vishnu's eye became alive. And live eye of the god looked at Dhanurdas and Ramanujacharya. Dhanurdas' whole hair of his body stood up and he went into samadhi. He went into samadhi. Ramanujacharya also went into samadhi. And it goes on to tell beautifully that future Dhanurdas marries Himamba, and both of them became the ardent devotee of Ramanujacharya. And notice how the Guru takes from one person who was showing apparently only looking at a girl, and from there transform them. So what happens here? It is you all are that Chidananda Rupoham Shivoham Shivoham. We are. That's how we are in this Vedanta. But we have to take the journey from not very satisfied, not from only sensual fun and the enjoyment, but going into another world. And that world is the powerful world of the Supreme, taking us across. And that's where we have to go. And that's the journey in which, look carefully, a tree, God's creation, does not eat its own fruit. A tree is only to give the fruit to the people. It doesn't eat its own fruit. A river doesn't drink its own water. It's so beautiful to see from Gangotri, Gomukhi, through Rudraprayag, Devaprayag, Triveni, Alakananda and Bhagirathi meeting and becoming river Ganga, powerfully cold and so fast current. And this is the time when if you go and see that water, it's filled with muck and mud and trees and plants. And one sannyasi of Himachal Pradesh, Himalayas, is telling, can you see that water? Vishay ka man waisa hi hai. It's of no use. The Vishay who are chasing for money and property and enjoyment and fun, the mind is like that. They're restless, can't sit. And even if they sit down, they will tend to go off to sleep. That's all right to go off to sleep, but continue to persevere, to get out of it. He says that water is no use to anyone. It is so fast. It will even sweep you off and maybe kill you. But the same river Ganga, you see it in October, November, December. It's so cool, crystal clear. Even if you throw a coin, you can see the coin down there. It's powerful water. You carry it all the way. I've carried it from there.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's till today. It is there. Maybe, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 years have gone. It is still so beautiful. It doesn't get spoiled, stagnated. That's the power of that river Ganga. It's there. It's that slope. This is the power of the spiritual energy flowing through us. It doesn't drink its own water. It's for you and me. So the message is, the great masters, great gurus, they spend their whole life in spreading the message to everyone. And this is the message why we are holding this Vedanta session. Vivekananda has said, it is my vision to spread my birth in this earth is to make everyone be aware of this Vedanta and use it for their own life and get liberated. Chidananda Rupaham Shivoham Shivoham. Realize it. So it will be the time for us to pay respect. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Why don't everybody get moksha then? Very simple. Those simple terms and conditions. Viveka, Vairaga, and Sadhana Chatushta. 4 rules. Viveka first, Vairag second. Viveka is to know what is real and what is not real. And discriminate the moment the unreal from the real, you become Vairagi. And then come the third, which is a little hidden because 6 of them are included in that third one. Shama, calmness of mind. Dhamma, controlling of senses. Uparati, gather the world not going outwards but control it within. And when you gather those senses, instead of enjoying outwards, bring it inwards. And see the God's world within you as well as everywhere. So there comes the oneness. Not discriminating. You different from me. I am right, you are wrong. But all of us are one. That oneness, it appears to be separate. Remember? Upadhi, very famous Vedantic term. The crystal, looking crystal clear, but put a rose at the back or a hibiscus red jaba full, hibiscus flower, the whole crystal looks red. It appears as red. It is not red, but it appears to be. We appear to be name and a form. And from there, we go on to samadhana, reading of the spiritual text, reading of our mind, shravanam, mananam, nididhyasanam, and titiksha, not giving up. I am going to stick to it. It is easy to keep on shifting from one to the other to the other. Now, hold on to one. Ask questions, challenge it, find out more. Read, deliver. And then, most important is Shraddha. And this is what I wish to touch upon today. This is the time, Guru Purnima, pay our respect to the Gurus. We have been connected to the Gurus. Pay our respect to the first Guru, Matri Devu Bhavo, to our mother. She is the goddess of our life and the teacher, the first teacher. Pitri Devu Bhavo, take our father as the god. Oneness, mother is not separate, father is not separate. My friend, my wife, my husband, my children, my people, my friend, my colleague, my devotees are not separate. oneness, one alone, one water in all the waves, one gold in all the ornaments, where Tanishq or PNG or Tiffany gold, all are one gold. And then that Shraddha, Mumukshattam, 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 not giving up, I shall continue. And this is the time, seek the blessings. The Guru's blessing, the Divine Mother's blessings is always there. What am I asking? What am I saying? Me. It doesn't work with me. The moment we start to think, remember, the words have power and are the seeds, the fruits of which we're going to enjoy tomorrow. So be like the master who doesn't take anything for himself. Be like the teacher who takes the candle of light and lights up thousands of lights without losing anything from. Jnanam Danena Vartate. I look forward to seeing the divine grace enshrining to all of you. My prayers, the Divine Mother, God and the Gurus of all the religion of the world. Oneness of all religion, oneness in all of us. Om Akasha Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Jalaspataya Shanti, Gaur Shanti, Vayu Shanti, Agnyaya Shanti, Uttaradisha Shanti, Dakshinaya Shanti, Paschimaya Shanti, Purvadisha Shanti, Manaha Shanti, Chittaha Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Jai Guru.